Welcome back to the Detailing Detectives YouTube channel, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at giving this Landrover Discovery 5 a deep clean. So first of all, let's have a look and assess the vehicle and have a look at its current state. We've got some flies on the front there, general muck, bit of bird poo. The majority of the dirt on this particular vehicle is down the sides and the bottoms, the wheels, the arches.
Do you want to dance?
It's not in overall bad condition, it's just ready for a bit of loving care. And onto the interior. The interior is a bit more grubby than the outside. This particular vehicle's got about 68,000 miles on it. We have done worse vehicles, this is not too bad, just the usual dirt and grime. So let's get started. This particular vehicle has air suspension, so what we're going to do is raise the vehicle up just so we can access those arches a bit better. So we can do that now using the onboard systems. And up it goes. So the first step is to clean the wheels, and what I'm just going to apply here is a citrus pre-wash in the arches and just the face of the wheels, tyres. I'll soak in a minute and then we'll rinse that off and get on to cleaning the alloy itself. So now we've rinsed that down, I've got some all-purpose cleaner. I'm just going to spray that into the arch and around the tyres, just to help with relieving some of that dirt from the surface. I've got a bucket to the right of me which has some shampoo in there. It's our wheels bucket. Let's give the wheel a really good clean. These easy detail brushes are great for getting into the back of the wheels, and you can actually see, if you look carefully, the actual dirt that's coming off those wheels. And again, remember, this is just shampoo, there's no wheel cleaners that we're using here.
Do you want to dance?
And then the next stage is to go over the face of the wheels, and I'm using a wash pad from Kiln Korea here. I just prefer it to a brush. It's a little bit quicker and you get into all the areas of the spokes a little bit better. And then the next stage is just to go around the edge of the wheel and the lug nuts, just to make sure we've got all the dirt out of there with a Valet Pro brush. Next onto the arches, using the Easy Detail bog brush, or Go brush I think it's called, to try and get as much muck out of those arches as possible. And I've got a Vicam brush there just to sort out the plastics and clean those up. Getting right in there. And then it's time to give that arch and the wheel a really good rinse. Now what I found with carpet fabric liners inside these Land Rovers, if you keep on top of them, they still stay really clean, but if you leave them quite a while, they do take a bit of a battering and do take a while to get back right again. So a good flush out with the pressure washer, especially with a short trigger like this, is brilliant. It makes our job a lot easier. And while we're working on one of the other wheels, what I'm going to do is put some fallout remover on these. They were heavily contaminated with fallout, as most Land Rovers and Range Rovers I've seen recently have been. So this will just break all that down. I don't know why I gave the tyres another scrub there, but all for a good cause, eh? And once you've left it for a while, then give it a good rinse off. Make sure you've got all that product residue off, and the wheel will be a lot cleaner. And then it's on to repeating the process on the rest of the wheels. I'm not going to show you the process on all of the wheels, I'll just show you two of them, a back wheel and a front wheel, just so you've got a good idea of the level of cleanliness that we did. And then we'll move on to the full exterior wash.
Do you want to dance?
So now it's on to the main body of the vehicle. First thing that you'll see me doing is applying some bug remover to get all the bugs and flies off the front of the vehicle. So I apply this to all elements that are normally exposed, so the front bumper, top of the bonnet, the windshield and the wing mirrors. And then it's on to applying the snow foam all over the vehicle. As you can see, I snow foam the arches as well, just to give them that extra soaking, as these particular arch liners had not been cleaned for a while. So while the snow foam was dwelling on the vehicle, I went round again and gave the arches another good scrub. I'm still sure that these have never been done in their lifetime. And now it's time to rinse the Land Rover down, get all them suds off from the snow foam, and then begin the 2-bucket wash.
Do you want to dance?
After rinsing the vehicle down, I then got back in the vehicle, started the engine and lowered the vehicle so it was easy to access with the Washmitt and step. which is where we started. Start from the top, work the way down. Thankfully the sun was kind to us. It was quite warm, but the sun was hidden behind the clouds for most of the wash process. It did actually come out later on when we do the interior, but for the outside work it hid away, which was great. So because I felt it was warm, what I decided to do was give the vehicle a bit of a rinse down before I moved on to the other side. Just give that extra bit of wetness to the paint so it didn't dry out as quick. And for some reason I had issues with the boot, and yeah, it did a bit of a party trick, as you can see. So then we come round to the other side and repeat the same process, again working from top to bottom. Some of you may notice I've got my AirPods in at this stage, and I think at this part of the valet I was actually listening to the Spice Girls, and for some reason Siri decided that I actually wanted to listen to this. Bizarre. You'll see me at different points throughout the 2-bucket method that I'll pick up the brush hose and just give a bit more water to the vehicle, and that's just to basically keep the vehicle wet and lubricated. Like I say, it was humid, so the vehicle did start to dry out at different points. And that's it, all ready to be rinsed off. So once we've given the vehicle a thorough rinse, including the roof, wheels, we then opened up the inside of the doors and just give them a rinse through, just to remove any residue that gets clogged up. And then it's on to drying. We're going to use one of the Kiln Korea big duo drying towels on this one. It's a big vehicle and requires a big towel to get it dry, and these are super impressive. In fact, there's times where I've actually used one towel to dry 2 of these vehicles. They are ultra absorbent, and if you are interested in one of these, I'll leave a link in the description below. So once we'd dried the vehicle, I then went over with a rain repellent glass cleaner just to put a coating on the glass make it easier for visibility. You'll also notice a machine polish on the floor there, which I got rid of a scratch on one of the doors for the client. We then applied a trim dressing to all the plastics, the mud flaps, the side steps, all around the vehicle. This particular one's from Jennycam. It's really good. It lasts fairly well, and it helps keep the muck off. So while I was applying the trim dressing and a paint sealant onto the vehicle, I employed my little brother, who's 8, to dress the tyres. This is something he does when he comes with me in the school holidays to clients. He likes to get involved, and it turns out he's really good at applying tyre dressings. So yeah, that's what he did. So we now move on to the interior. First of all, it's to take all of the mats and other accessories out. So while I removed the mats and just checked for any items that were lying around, I gave the task to my 8-year-old brother to grab a box and start collecting all personal items from the vehicle and put them in this box. So we knew where they all were. And before we get any of the haters in the comments, this particular vehicle belongs to my brother's best friend's mum, and he wanted to help out with this task and some other tasks that I gave him, just so he could say he'd done his bit on his best friend's mum's car. And fair play, it's good to teach them at a young age about good car care regime. So as you can see, I'm giving the vehicle a thorough hoover before we go on to the next step, just to make sure we've picked up any loose debris. We then repeated this process on the other side of the vehicle in the rear seat compartment.
Do you want to dance?
We then moved on to the passenger side front of the vehicle, and at this point I realised that I needed the ignition on so I could move the seat back as they're electric. So just got the little brother to pass me the keys, turn the ignition on and pop the seat back. So in this next part, in the rear seat compartment, and I'm just steaming down and wiping all the surfaces down with all-purpose cleaner, just to get all the grime, built up muck that's gone onto the plastics and the seats. Using a steamer just helps lift some of that dirt, so it makes it easier. One of the great benefits of a steamer, especially if you've not got access to compressed air, is the steam can actually blow out some of the dirt and dust from some of those tight spaces, which just helps with an overall better finish.
Do you want to dance? Do you want to dance?
We then continue this around the vehicle. This time we're just starting on the driver's back door, working in the APC, and then we'll use the steam just to blow out all those gaps as we finally wipe it down.
Do you want to dance?
We then move on to the front of the vehicle, doing the driver's steering wheel and the cockpit itself, making sure we get all those nooks and crannies, blowing all that dust out. here are your finished results. So this vehicle was treated to a exterior wash, paint sealant put on the paint, all the interior was then deep cleaned, leather was cleaned, trims dressed, door shuts wiped and dressed, plastics dressed, glass cleaned in and out, a couple of air fresheners put in. As you can see, it looks completely different to when we first started. A nice inviting place to be. Got the gloss on that paintwork, and that's from PNS Beadmaker if you're interested. And that concludes this video, folks. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell to know when we drop more videos. See you soon.
Do you wanna dance?
Alright folks, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to YouTube and add us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Ta-ra!